Look closely at a modern smart factory, and you will see a pristine environment running on instant data alerts and million-dollar robotic arms. But follow the assembly line down to a manual station, and you hit a vulnerable link. Imagine a newly hired worker standing at their bench on day one. To learn the complex assembly process, they reach for the work instruction manual, which is usually a thick, dusty binder shoved under a desk. Facilities spend millions of dollars on automation, yet the ultimate quality of the product still relies on a completely passive 50-year-old piece of paper. In manufacturing, standard work acts like a mechanical wedge. As this diagram illustrates, the wedge locks into place to stop your production process from sliding backward into chaos and poor quality. But paper creates version control chaos. When engineers figure out a better method, they print out version 2.0. The problem is, nobody collects the old paper manuals, so half the factory floor keeps building parts using the outdated version 1.0. Paper also traps you in two dimensions. You cannot accurately explain a complex three-dimensional wiring route using flat black and white photos. Worst of all, paper cannot force a worker to read it. When instructions are hard to follow, people guess. That guessing creates inconsistency, known as murra, and ultimately defective products. Paper is a dead wedge. It simply cannot survive in a fast-paced environment where processes change by the day. The alternative is the digital SOP, or ESOP. It replaces the dead paper wedge with an interactive, cloud-based living standard. This creates a single source of truth. One engineer updates the procedure on their office computer, and that exact new version pushes out to every tablet on the global network instantly. It also replaces confusing walls of text with multimedia. Workers watch looping 10-second video clips of the exact task, or manipulate 3D models on their screens to see exactly where a part fits. This visual language bypasses text entirely. It allows foreign or novice workers to understand highly complex instructions the moment they look at the screen. Consider a manufacturer like Siam Agri-Drone. Assembling their agricultural drones takes 150 complex steps. The learning curve required a 2-week training period, and they still dealt with frequent wiring defects. By installing digital SOP software, they broke those 150 overwhelming steps down into highly digestible micro-steps, displayed clearly on a tablet at the workstation. This enables built-in poka-yoke, mistake-proofing. The digital system actively enforces compliance, ensuring the correct method is the only path forward. At a critical wiring step, the tablet forces the worker to take a photo of their work. An AI scans the image and only unlocks the next step if the wire colors match the exact specifications. The software even connects to the physical tools. The screen stays locked until a connected smart torque wrench records that exactly 4 screws were tightened to the correct pressure. For complex maintenance, the system scales up to augmented reality. A technician wearing AR glasses sees holographic arrows floating over the physical machine, or can instantly video call a remote engineer for live guidance. By locking the process until the current step is perfect, the system physically engineers human error out of the equation. The results for Siam Agri-Drones speak for themselves. Training time dropped from 2 weeks down to just 3 days, and wiring defects fell to an absolute zero. Walk your own factory floor. Are your manuals collecting dust? Are they unreadable to foreign workers? Do you have tracking logs to see who skipped a step when things go wrong? If the answer is yes, your standard is dead, and it is actively generating hidden waste. The futurist Alvin Toffler noted that 21st century literacy is strictly about the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Digital SOPs act as a cloud-based brain. They allow a company to download its collective, best-in-class expertise directly into a novice worker's hands on day one. But preventing errors is only half the battle. If a defect does slip through to the customer, how do you trace its exact history?